Decluttering is a buzzword that we are seeing all over creation right now, especially thanks to Miss Marie Kondo and her Netflix show Tidying Up. But more than that, there are tons of different books. There's the minimalism trend going on right now. Whatever it is, decluttering is something we have all heard, and let's be honest, most of us have done in some way, shape, or form. Well, today I am here to talk to you about decluttering 3 different things that will help you be happier, healthier, and might even help you lose a little bit of weight. Can decluttering actually equal weight loss? Well, I'm not entirely sure, but when I got inspired to do one of these 3 things for decluttering the other day, I was actually intrigued because the way I felt after I did it made me go, this could be great for content. So just for fun, I Googled decluttering and weight loss, and oh my goodness, the amount of content that came up that said, hey, decluttering can definitely equal weight loss, here's how. And I only skimmed a couple of articles because I already had ideas of my own, which are the ones you're going to hear today. But in general, the verdict was yes. Decluttering can in fact help your weight loss journey. And like I said, there are tons of different articles and blog posts out there, but today I want to share with you 3 things that I personally believe decluttering these things in your life will help you be not only happier and maybe even a little bit more productive and whatnot, but will help you lose weight. So let's go ahead and jump right in with thing number 1. This one is going to be very, very obvious sounding, but it's super duper important if you are looking to declutter something to help your weight loss journey, and that is decluttering the kitchen. Yes, it's time to dive right in and do all the dirty work. When I'm talking about decluttering the kitchen, I'm talking about going Marie Kondo on it, opening up all the cabinets, moving everything out, looking at your appliances and honestly assessing whether or not you use these certain appliances. I know we all have those little appliances that are like way back in the deepest depths of our deepest cabinet that we completely forgot that we've owned. I have come across a couple of those lately as I have been cooking more and exploring using what I actually have. I found things and went, oh, I completely forgot I had this. So step 1 would be to declutter all of your appliances, your pots, your pans, your silverware. Get rid of the stuff that doesn't spark joy, get rid of the stuff that you're not using, and then you will generally have a cleaner, more organized, and less cluttered kitchen, which will lift a weight off of your shoulders. I find that whenever I declutter anything, the act of getting rid of this stuff, removing it physically from my home after I have made the choice to get rid of something, there is a feeling of weight that gets lifted off of my shoulders because that thing is no longer in my environment bogging me down. So the same would go for the kitchen. So that would make the kitchen feel like a lighter space. Then part 2 is to tackle the refrigerator and the pantry and to declutter all of the crap that's in those things. So what do I mean by that? Well, step 1 is to just like clean out all of your old and expired food. Go in your pantry. I guarantee you that there's probably something that is expired in there because it's so easy to leave non-perishables for a long time and you don't even think about them. So get rid of all of the non-perishables and then get rid of food that you're honestly like, why do I even have this? Why? Why are we eating this? This is food that is not helping me reach my goals. Get rid of everything so you can kind of start with a clean slate. And then if you want to take it to step 3, I would go and get yourself some organizational tools to help you maintain an organized and tidy kitchen. Maybe you get a couple of baskets and whatnot for your pantry. We actually have 2 baskets from, I think, the Container Store, maybe Home Goods, I can't remember, that are in our pantry, which in our pantry is actually also our laundry room and where our heater lives. So my pantry is literally an IKEA bookshelf. I'm not joking. I'll link the IKEA bookshelf down below, but if they're the same one, it's this. It's this bookshelf right here in my pantry that I have modified to create a pantry for myself. And I have snack baskets in there full of Weight Watchers friendly snacks and protein bars and things like that. And then we have different areas, little baskets for like spices and things like that. So I know where everything I want is at a moment's notice. And then once you have your Pyrex containers, your food storage containers, all neat, tidy, and organized, get rid of the food storage containers that don't have a lid or a lid that doesn't have a bottom. Get rid of them all. Bring in the new if that's what you want to do, and make sure your kitchen is organized because then you can fill it with food that is going to help you along your journey. Good, healthy food, fruits and vegetables, already cut and prepped and in those containers in the nice clean refrigerator. And then when you are done, you will feel incredible, you'll feel a little bit lighter, you'll feel happier, and it will be a lot easier for you to walk into the kitchen and make choices that are good for you instead of emergency choices or being overwhelmed by your choices. And then I know when I get overwhelmed, sometimes I just go, oh my gosh, I can't do this, and I don't make any good choices at all because of the fact I am overwhelmed. So decluttering your kitchen can definitely have a positive impact on your weight loss. Thing number 2 to declutter for weight loss might be obvious, might not be obvious, but either way it works, and it is your closet, your wardrobe. Ladies and gentlemen, your wardrobe can get decluttered for so many reasons, and weight loss is actually one of them. And there's one thing in particular that you need to get rid of if you are striving to lose weight and you are still holding on to this. So in January, I actually did a complete wardrobe declutter, the KonMari method, Marie Kondo's method of taking everything I own out, piling it on my bed, and picking up every piece individually to determine whether or not it sparks joy in my life. So I highly recommend you do that. But there are also a couple of things, spark joy or not, that I made as a requirement for something I needed to get rid of. If it had any stains, if it had any holes, or if it was too big. The trick here is to get rid of the articles of clothing that you have been clinging onto even though you have shrunken out of them. You're working so hard on this weight loss journey and you've lost a good amount of weight, and yet you still have your fat clothes. I hate that term, but that's what we all know them as. Our fat clothes hanging in our closets. And do you know what that does for us psychologically? That is going to completely allow us to stall out on our weight loss because we have something to fall back on hanging in our closets or hanging out in our drawers. We know that if we put the weight back on, it's okay because we already have a wardrobe that is willing to accommodate that bigger size. Guys, it is time to let that go. Take all of the clothes that are too big for you and get rid of them, because when you get rid of the clothing, you get rid of the crutch that it is being to you emotionally and mentally for your weight loss journey. This might sound crazy, but I swear to you that if you are holding on to something that is too big for you and you are trying to lose weight, it is affecting you in a negative way. If it doesn't fit you anymore because you have successfully shrunken out of it, get rid of it. It's time. This is me giving you permission to let go of that thing, that article of clothing, that entire wardrobe of clothing. Pack it all up, thank it for what it did, and get it out of your house. And I don't mean into a storage box either. I mean give it to Goodwill. Give it to friends who need it. Give it to whatever method you need to get it. It should no longer be under your ownership, because if it's under your ownership, you're giving yourself permission to get back to that size, and that's not what we want. Once you have freed yourself of all of the stuff that does not bring you joy, all of the stuff that is broken and no longer works, and all of the stuff that is too big, you are left with a wardrobe full of nothing but clothes that make you so truly deep down in your soul happy to wear. I'm going to tell you honestly, when I decluttered my clothes, I got rid of 72, yes, 72 items, and that is not including bras, panties, or socks. I swear to you, it was ridiculous. When I piled everything up, and then the more I just kept chucking, the more I wanted to chuck, because I was truly honest with myself with, does this actually make me happy? Am I excited to wear this? And if the answer was a hesitation, not even a no, but a hesitation, if I couldn't for sure say yes, it went in a pile. Spoiler alert, it has been 6 weeks since I have done that, and I have not yet missed a single item that I have gotten rid of. And it has been a lot easier for me to get dressed in the morning. My dresser and my closet has stayed a lot more organized, and I know that everything in there truly makes me happy, which emotionally is very, very freeing. Now, top that off with getting rid of your fat clothes, getting rid of that excuse, getting rid of that crutch, and imagine what that will do for your weight loss mentally. You no longer have that option. You no longer have those clothes. If you need an item of clothing in that size again, you have to go out and buy it. And none of us want to do that. We love clothes shopping when we are buying for a body we are feeling great in. We hate clothes shopping when we have to go because we have to go up in a size. So that is going to put something in the back of our head. Once those pants that we kept start to get a little tight, that's a warning of, oh shoot, we gotta buckle down and get ourselves back in control. It gives just a whole completely different perspective, a different reason to get a little bit more motivated, and a mental release of hanging on to that former body. Trust me on this, I have done it. It works. Studies have shown that it works. Get rid of the clothes that are too big for you. Please, I beg you. Just do it. You'll feel so much better when you do. And then the third thing, and this is the thing that I decluttered just the other day and I felt amazing after I did it. I have started to declutter my social media news feeds. Yes, that sounds crazy considering I am a social media influencer. I'm somebody who needs to be present on social media. But at the end of the day, my newsfeed, the people that I am following and the content that I am taking in needs to cater to what I need it to be. I'm putting out content that is going to help other people, that will hopefully be those posts that other people need them to be. But for me personally, I need to make sure I'm seeing and consuming content that is beneficial for me. So in recent weeks, if I have found myself watching someone's stories and having any negative emotion towards that person, I have unfollowed them. I'm not even joking. If I have watched something but, oh, that person's driving me crazy, or oh, she's so annoying, or he's so annoying, unfollow. If I look at somebody's life and it is making me feel green with envy, or making me feel like I'm not enough, like this is important stuff. If you are feeling jealous, negative, not enough, like you can never measure up to that, like you need to keep up with the Joneses because of somebody on your Instagram feed, you need to unfollow them. Your news feed needs to be filled with content by creators who make you feel empowered, inspired, and motivated. If you are following that person who you think has it all together, and when you look at their feed, you get down on yourself because you can never have it as together as that person, you need to unfollow that person. I strive very hard in my own Instagram content to make sure, yes, I'm posting my successes and the things that I'm learning and doing right on this journey so I can educate my followers, but I also try very hard to post what is real. I try to post when I'm struggling. I'm trying to post in when I did gain and why I thought I gained, or when I ended up binging and why. I try to post the struggles too because I know I want to see real content. I don't want to see these Instagram curated lives where behind the scenes everything is in complete shambles, but what you get on the camera is beautiful and perfection, because we all know that perfection does not exist. So the bottom line here is go through and clean out your Instagram feed. And if for whatever reason my feed makes you feel any of those negative emotions, feel free to unfollow me. That's okay. I want to only make you feel inspired, encouraged, motivated, or educated. That's all I want, or happy. If I make you feel happy, that's great too. But the bottom line is it's on you to go through and not worry about hurting someone else's feelings if you unfollow them and they find out, but you need to create an Instagram feed or a social media feed that is right for you. So I did Instagram just the other day, and I'm not even joking, I unfollowed some 300 people. Not even exaggerating. And then there are some people who I want to support, but I don't necessarily love the stuff they're posting. I've muted them. True story. I have muted those people so they don't show up in my feed, but I'm still following them and offering my support by being one of their followers. And then the next thing I'm going to do is the same thing to Facebook, which is a lot harder to do for some because Facebook for me is very personal. My Facebook feed, 95% of the people that are my friends on Facebook are people that I know personally. If you add me on my personal page on Facebook, I will not accept your friend request if I don't know you. There are a few exceptions to this rule, but as a general rule, I know a lot of you have tried to do it. I do not accept friend requests on my personal Facebook from followers. I have a page for that because I want it to be filled with only people that I really know. But that also makes curating that feed a lot harder, because if you decide to unfriend people, you are detaching your social media account from somebody you know personally, which makes it a lot harder. But there's also so much negativity on Facebook that, again, there are people that I have muted completely because I'm like, I don't care about these posts. You're always a negative Nancy, and I don't need that in my life. If you are positive and uplifting on your Facebook, I will happily comment, like, and all of that jazz. But if you post nothing but negativity and griping and complaining and political stuff, I will unfollow you immediately. What does this do? Well, curating your social media feeds to only be stuff that is uplifting and motivating to you turns Instagram and Facebook into a safe space for you to go for encouragement, a place for you to go for support, for inspiration, and hopefully when you close out of that app and go back to your real life, you will leave feeling better than you did before, feeling inspired. Maybe you found a new product, or maybe somebody said something that was exactly what you needed to hear that day, instead of finding something that ends up bogging you down with feeling of lesser than or jealousy or anything like that. We don't have time for those negative emotions in our lives. We don't have time for the haters. We don't have time for the jealousy. We are too busy staying in our own lane and making sure we reach our goals. And it is important to make sure your social media feeds are curated in such a way that they are helping you do that, not hurting you. So there you go, 3 things that you can declutter that will help you be happier and maybe even help you lose a couple pounds for one reason or another. Now, if you haven't noticed, the kitchen one is physical, but the other 2 are mental. And I am learning, and this is all coming in future content, so make sure you're subscribed so you get notified whenever I upload stuff like this, because it's all coming. I'm starting to really have I'm starting to get a grip on the emotional side of this weight loss thing. It has taken me a decade, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm finally starting to get a grip on it, and I cannot wait to share my tips, tricks, and discoveries with you. So stay tuned. But the last 2 are actually mental, which is a whole lot of this game. This whole weight loss game is mental. So knowing that decluttering can actually help you with the mental state of mind required to help you reach your fitness and weight loss goals is a huge, huge, huge discovery. Let me know in the comments below if you can think of anything that decluttering that thing would also help you along your weight loss journey, because I would love to expand this list beyond the 3 items I have mentioned here today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, because it really lets me know so I can create the content that you like to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!